Hello, Lori here. I'm going to show you today how to use the KPertiet templates. I'm now converting .page files for her that she'll be selling at Designer Digitals. And there are a few things that you might be interested to know with her page files that are a bit unique. And one of those is going to be with the stacked photos. Let me show you a couple of cool things. I do have two different pages loaded in. This set is from Album Scraps number 2. And I am going to fill each one of these stacked photos just by using one photo. Now, when I go over to my Photos panel, my Photos Not Used, I've got 3 different pictures here. And you can see how this looks like there are 3 pictures lined up on top of each other. And while I could do that, if it didn't work for me to do the way I'm going to show you, I could certainly put a live photo spot that's a rectangle right here, and then I could copy and paste, and I could put one here and move it below. I could do all that. What I can do, because of the way Katie does her templates, so the way I did the .page files, is I can pull over this photo and fill it just like this. And the edges of the photo fill in that supposed photo that's in the background. Let me show you that again with this one down here. So you can see this one, all 3 layers look like they're showing up. So I'm going to grab the photo and pull it in, and you can see that it fills all 3 of those layers. And it makes it so much easier than putting 3 different photos or one photo in all 3 spots. It makes it much, much quicker. Now let me go back over to the other page for just a moment. And you'll see that there's another photo stacker on this one, and it's a long one. And let me just mention that with these photo stackers, they have very special custom shadows on them. So those custom shadows, and there is a note over on the side, those custom shadows are here. If we scroll down, this is a custom shadow. You'll just leave those alone. And while I didn't go through and lock them, because I wanted to make sure that if you needed to move the photo to a different spot, you could easily move that shadow. If it bothers you, or if you think you're going to fill it by mistake somehow, just go through and lock it. This long one, I am going to take this panoramic photo that my husband took this weekend, and I'm just going to fill this in. And then how cool is this, that I can move it along wherever I want it to be lined up, and it just perfectly fits in all those spots. Now, a couple of different things about Katie's .page files when you're using them is there is a note over here that the text spots are flat pings. They're just meant as a guide. You can delete those out, so this is not editable. And if you want to put your own text in there, of course, you'll just go up and insert a text box, make it the same size, and fill it in however you want. But I wanted to mention that the fonts that Katie uses on each one of her templates, she includes that information when you download the template. So make sure you look at that font information, and you can see which fonts she used, and they're generally free ones that you can just Google and then download them in, and you can use those fonts on the page. One other thing that I want to mention, of course, is the regular elements that she has on the page do not have shadows. So if you go into format and put on your shadows to make those pop a little bit more, and you can face them whichever way is the most conducive to your layout, but don't forget to go in and put those other shadows on because they're not there. Now, of course, you can remove any pieces that don't work, and you can change this, but some people might not realize that they can change the background colors of the paper and really customize this page the way they want it to look, especially because some of them have special edges, and they look like you might not be able to replace those as easily. So let me show you how we can do that with Artisan. I'm going to take this paper and I want to maintain the look of it at the edges. I don't want to just fill it with this other paper because I would lose the detailed edges. So I'm going to start by just pulling this paper over and tuck it to the side, and I'm going to right mouse and copy it for the moment. Now I'm going to come over to this top layered kind of rolled edge paper. I'm going to right mouse and I am going to go to Effects, Edit. When I do, I click on Add an Effect and I'm going to insert a blend layer on this. And when I do that, down here in this pattern, I'm going to say Paste because I copied that one that I pulled onto the page. When I pasted, you can see, I'll go ahead and OK that, you can see that it maintained those edges. I can still sort of see that rolled edge. I can still see that paper that was there originally, and I just filled this and maintained all of that, so it still has that slightly grungy edge look to it. And I think that's really cool. It's a very neat effect that we were never able to do in older versions of Artisan. So feel free with Katie's templates to play with them, to customize, to move things around, just remembering that there might be a custom shadow that goes along with it. And also when you fill the photo frames, that those photos are going to go below that mat and make it look perfect so that you don't have to fuss with it at all. Very, very easy. And then of course each one of these stays live, so you can do whatever it is that you want to the photo within it. Have fun, take care, and happy scrapping.